Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Wrestle podcast. I'm your host, the Egyptian Death Machine, King of Shithousery. What else am I? I'm a videographer, a commentator, an MC, a terrible professional wrestler, and also a giant Arab guy who screams at you on the radio, TV, / podcast, YouTube thing, whatever it is. This is Wrestle Plug, which is a terrible podcast. I don't know why you're watching it, but we've managed to upgrade it because joining me is the redonkulous burgundy queen that is Nadia Sapphire.
Burgundy Arabic queen.
Yes, half Arabic, just like myself, and that is
the
about
best Arab state, Libya.
The best Arab state. Let's not get into that because
the richest Arab state, Libya.
This podcast is 18 plus, but that doesn't mean that you can start burning down Egyptians before we've even got going. Thank you very much, and also you're welcome for the fact that we pretty much.
You know, we are your neighbour. I was in Egypt back in February, and they loved the fact that I was half Libyan, and they were like, "Yeah, we're your neighbour, we're cousins, this and that," and I was like, "Yes, we are."
Yes, we are, but don't get it twisted. You ain't getting a pyramid like the rest of us.
No, I'm gutted that I don't get a pyramid. It's like, what do we get in Libya?
Well, maybe your country should have invented more than, the usual sort of insert racial stereotypes. This could get real ugly, real quick. Nadia Sapphire, you've only been on once before, and you were doing makeup and you went out clubbing, I believe.
Oh my God, yeah, so I look really, really good then. Like, this is like half-assed makeup. This is like 20-minute makeup, literally.
Have you just admitted to our podcasters that you literally just half-assed your makeup for the Wrestle?
Yeah. So excited to come on it the first time, where I was literally like, "Oh my God, I have to make it amazing." I'm like, "Oh fuck, it's only Wrestle Plug." Literally 20-minute makeup, all done.
It's only Wrestle Plug should be like on our logo.
It's only Wrestle Plug quotes.
Yeah.
Not only Wrestle Plug.
Lucky I got thick skin, innit? Blimey.
Nala's excited to be on Wrestle Plug. Nala, say hello. Oh my God, let's lift you up. Say hi.
I'll be honest, we only wanted the dog for extra views. Like,
she is. She should be a dog model.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did I tell you guys that Nala is half male, half female?
Yes, you did. Yeah. What does Nala identify to you as?
So I identify to her as a female because her name's called Nala, as the Lion King, and she likes to look, but then she's very handsome as well. So yeah, like she's got male and female genitals, but I just call her a her and a she because I think a lot of people refer to dogs as she anyway. Oh, she's so cute because they're little dogs, you know. But yeah, literally. Yeah, she's a she. That's how we identify her. But I'm very proud of the fact that she's one of the very few hermaphrodite dogs out there, which means that she's one of a kind. So yeah, I love her.
I must admit, I've not seen a hermaphrodite dog before. So, you got one there.
Random one, but yeah, she's a beautiful soul.
Also, the first hermaphrodite to appear on this podcast.
There you go.
We've been asking for years. It's been almost 6 years, and finally we got ourselves a hermaphrodite. Where have you been? Where are you all? I see you all winking on Twitter.
She's breaking down walls and barriers. So I know that when she was advertised as a hermaphrodite dog, they use that in veterinary terms. But when I put that on my Twitter, I was actually corrected that if you use it for human terms, it should be an intersex.
Okay.
And apparently hermaphrodite could be offensive, but in animal culture and for animals they use hermaphrodite, but for humans they use intersex. So yeah, that's something I learned, which I thought was very interesting. So yeah, so just for everyone watching, we're referring to a dog, hence why we're calling her hermaphrodite. So it's not an offensive word. They use it in.
You're not worried about being cancelled, are you? You sound like you're backpedaling something rotten here, man.
I'm scared about being cancelled now, to be fair.
You should see our WhatsApp chats, my lord.
God, don't. What,
oh, we'll get to that. Don't you worry.
Someone's going to hack my iPhone now.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I'd love to be important enough that someone would hack my iPhone.
He's so horrible to me on WhatsApp. Like, you're horrible to me on WhatsApp. He calls
me?
Yeah, you won't believe what he calls me, guys.
Cool. You want to play that game? That's fine, because I have my phone right here. So we can just play back a few of the messages that have been written down here.
Yeah, I'm so out.
What's that? What's that, mate? Yeah, no, that's what I thought. Like, don't make me go into The Voice, and you know what The Voice is.
Oh no, not the voice. Can you do the voice just for a minute? Like,
Which one? Which voice do you want?
so I'd like your Disney voice.
Disney voice?
Yeah.
Oh, what, you mean the villain?
Yeah, Disney villain voice.
Okay, so for context, whenever I'm winding up Nadia about something a little bit more, shall we say, menacing, I'll use a darker voice, which goes a little bit like, I need context because I don't want to just say what we normally say because I'll get you in trouble.
Let's say, let's think of a name. We'll go with it. Kevin.
Who the fuck is Kevin?
Can we? It's a name I don't know anyone called Kevin. I'm just thinking of a name which you can.
Oh, what? So essentially, I could be like, you wouldn't like me when I'm upset, Kevin. Like, it's basically.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I could do the entire podcast like this, but it would be awfully menacing for people, would it not be? Kevin, you fucking reprobate.
Let me think of a better name. I need a posh name.
This is like a TikTok where you get somebody to do as many impressions as they can in a minute.
Right. William.
William.
I was going to say Prince Harry, but Prince William.
Yes. William Gordon. I know exactly what you're all about, William.
Or William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
You're just trying to find the longest, most detailed names now, aren't you?
Try and find posh names I feel like posh.
Nadia Sapphire sounds fairly posh, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of, it can go either way, can't it? Nadia Sapphire either really, really posh or porn star.
Yeah, it could be a porn star name.
Could be. That is a dirty wink.
Desired with my sapphire. I can get sapphire.
Yes. You shouldn't touch the sapphire, William. So there you go. So yeah, how you been anyway? How's wrestling been treating you since we last spoke? Because it's been quite a while.
Oh God, how long has it been? Like a year?
Probably. Which gives us a good indication. I love how you can find time to speak to me almost every day when it comes to the podcast. You, Sky Smithson, doesn't matter who it is, whoever they're close with, they're like, yeah, no, you're all right, mate.
Yeah, literally, I feel like I speak to you all day, every day, and so disguised in the sounds of it. And literally, we ain't got time, because you got to do your hair, you got to do your makeup, and sit down and time, and then get a bloody Zoom link, which, oh God, I fucking hate Zoom. Just saying.
Fair enough.
I did it for you though.
Hey?
I did it for you. I went on Zoom for you. So.
She can be nice to me when she tries. She pretends she hates me, but she loves me really. Which is going to infuriate your TikTok livers, blimey. How are you doing on like social media wise? Because you have across the board hundreds of thousands. How do you cope? It's something I wanted to chat to you about last time, but we didn't really get into it. How do you cope with having that much volume of people, you know, in your inbox? Because it can't all be good. It can't all just be people saying, damn, you're fit. There must be the shit there too.
So I turn notifications off on all my social medias. I don't have any notifications on. I don't even have notifications on for WhatsApp. The only things I have notifications on for is a normal text message, or if someone wants to phone call me, or Facebook Messenger, because Facebook's like friends, family, and personal people. So yeah, Instagram, TikTok, I don't have the notifications on. And then when I do go on, that's like when I'm ready to go on and see it and see what people have said, I guess. Yeah, some good, some bad, but can't please everyone, right?
No, you're a very positive person. Like, I know you was like very spiritual. You're all about putting in good energy to receive good energy, things of that nature. Is that what you use to kind of help steel yourself against hatred and hate mail and
like even if someone does bad to me, or I feel they've done bad to me, or I feel they upset me, I try to think of positive things about them, and just instead of that, because I feel like focusing on negative things about people is just draining my energy. I want my energy to be positive, and I always want to be in a series of gratitude where I'm grateful for every single thing in my life. Like last night, I was feeling a bit low vibe, so I did about, how many gratitudes did I do last night? I literally about 45 things I was grateful for before I went to bed last night, and I did them say if like there's a certain area of my life where I'm not feeling fulfilled, I do them in that area. So say if it's finances, I'll do all the things I'm grateful for in that area. If it's career I'm not feeling fulfilled with, I'll do it in that area and find all the things to be positive with. And then the same with health, family, friends, and then even little things like, you know, oh, well, I'm thankful that I've woken up today. I'm thankful I've got TV because I can watch TV. And I always say why I'm thankful as well, not just I've got TV. I'm thankful I've got TV because literally my TV entertains me. I'm thankful I've got electricity so I can watch my TV. So I'm thankful for my electric bill because that basically is a service which is provided, which isn't free, you know. And obviously people, I know it's so easy to get wrapped up in like the cost of living and the cost of rent and stuff like that, but and like fuel, but I try to be thankful for that. So if I'm getting fuel, even though fuel's like almost double, I'm like, well, thank you for my fuel, because my fuel means that I can now drive to Swindon and I can do this. My fuel means that I can drive and go see a friend and stuff like that. So I'm thankful for it. And then I think of the bigger picture, well, like, you know, people would have had to have somehow got fuel, made fuel, I don't know, the logistics of fuel or electric, but you know what I mean? Like, it's stuff that like we like imagine your life without it, and if you can imagine your life without something and it's shit, then be thankful for it. And yeah, that's just me.
Fucking, that's me told, isn't it? Jesus. Like, yeah, no, fair enough. I do
That's
respect
podcast.
I'm very thankful for your positivity because it's really made a change in how I look at things. And it's also, if nothing else, because Sky Smithson has a very similar kind of ethos. Everyone should sort of, you know, bring positive energy to the table. And yeah, every time I feel miserable, I feel like I'm going to take it out on myself too much. I'm basically fearful that you and Sky are essentially going to kick the shit out of me. Well, more so Sky, because she's hard, but you're not.
I'm harder than Sky.
Are you now?
I would beat Sky Smithson in a fight. I guarantee you.
I reckon Sky Smithson could whip your ass.
No, honestly, I win. Like, honestly, just because like I'm all girly, like literally, yeah. You know what? Next time I see Sky Smithson, me and her are gonna have a real fight, and we're gonna see.
Really?
Yeah. You come back. We'll have like a grapple. We'll do it for Wrestle Plug. So literally, we'll just do like an actual.
The Wrestle Plug Invitational.
Real wrestling grapple match. Yeah, maybe everyone can just like sort of like watch it live or something. We'll live.
I'm not being funny. If you advertise that TikTok live, put it on Wrestling Society's YouTube, you will make yourself a large wedge. Yeah.
Me versus Sky in a real wrestling match. Yeah. Whoever. Yeah. So we do like 2 out of 3 submissions, maybe. Whoever submits the first person, something like that. Yeah.
Anything that can be remotely seen as sexual, which, let's be honest, is anything according to these fat, sweaty marks. Happy days.
I'm not joking.
Right, let's do it. Let's get down a bit. You know, Sky will be up for it as well. It's funny because last time I mentioned you, Sky, she was so complimentary of you, and now you're like, I'm gonna kick her off.
Sky knows I love her, like she does. Like, she's got a special place in my heart. She's a good
Don't turn it now. You're ruining the storyline. Keep kayfabe.
Okay, yeah, literally, Sky, I'm coming for you. If you're watching this, Sky, I'm gonna kick your ass. She won't believe it when she sees it.
Sure, she's gonna chin you, mate. Chin you, I tell thee.
As if Nadia would say that.
I'm not ashamed at all. I've got my money on Sky Smithson.
My money's on me.
That's good. You should be confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Even in the jaws of defeat, my friend. Even in the jaws of defeat.
Well, they do say you should believe in yourself, because if you tell yourself you can't do something, you're putting that into the universe. But if you're telling yourself you can do it, you're putting that into the universe. I'm telling myself I can beat Sky Smithson.
Speaking of universe, I've got a question for you. Do you believe in the Big Bang?
Oh,
Not the one you're thinking of, by the way. That'll happen in Portishead, baby. Come on, keep digging.
Right. God, it's so hard to know what I believe in, because I'm so open-minded to everything, really. I am very open-minded to parallel universes, space, reincarnation. Then I know that other people are really open-minded to,
and also reptilians, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. That was so well timed, because like, I believe in all kinds of entities. So, you're a member of the reptilian race. Would you kindly explain to me why you feel the need to take over humankind?
Well, I want
to... It is not a laughing matter, Nadia Sapphire.
Right. So obviously there is that conspiracy theory, isn't there? People say that isn't Obama reptilian and a few other people.
It's mostly high-profile celebrities. Apparently, the Queen was one, and the idea is that they're placing people. Now, I would like to point out, for the record, I don't believe in the reptilian race. Before I get a shitload of people messaging me, going, you're ridiculous. And then obviously on the flip side, I get all these fucking hemp-loving lunatics in my inbox, sort of going, hey man, you've seen them too. I'll be like, no, what you've seen is a hallucination, you gimp.
Well,
yeah, no.
You open up the third eye with hallucinations. Who knows?
I have heard this with is it ayahuasca that people take in Peru? It like makes you hallucinate into an alternative universe and stuff like that.
That you see things in your third eye, and they say that apparently our third eye, through things we eat, drink, our air and everything, our third eye is sort of like closed off, so we don't see certain things that we can see. If that
I think we'll get more views if I call this podcast Nadia Sapphire and her third eye.
Maybe. It depends what eye you referring to.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, let's not get into that, darling. It's not burgundy after all. Lattes and all. There's so many in-jokes here.
I know, I feel sorry people watching because they don't know what the fuck you on about.
Oh, they don't give a shit. They're tuning in for one thing, and it's certainly in on my screen right now. Come on, man. Like, trust me, and you're aware of it too. Like, that setup would certainly suggest you're aware of it. I can't wait to get loads of fucking hate mail now from women. Oh, you're objectifying women. Fuck off.
Do I look hotter now?
Yeah, yes, actually. Charles will be very pleased. Yeah, so all right, so me and you have this kind of bond over conspiracy theories because we're fascinated by that. We're both very open thinking people. We're very open-minded, and even though we don't necessarily believe in all of them, we like listening to them. We like hearing other people's sides and point of views and things like that. What's the one conspiracy theory that you reckon you probably believe in the most?
Oh God, a few, but they're probably ones that people would just hate me for.
Yeah, probably best to pick one that's not going to get you cancelled. Shall I start off to give you a bit of a leeway?
Oh, you're going to give me one that's like sort of like not even out there. Right, so I'll tell you what, I genuinely believe that there's something else in the universe. Well, that's not even a conspiracy theory, but I genuinely believe that there's other beings, whether might not look like aliens or be aliens, but there's something else. I don't think we're out there alone. I think a lot of UFO sightings, things people have seen and stuff like that, and just things that can't be explained. I 100% believe that there's something out there, or I'd say 99%. I'd also, though, once again, be happy to be proved wrong, because I think, like I said, none of us know anything for sure. None of us know anything 100%. We can believe something, but if we were never there or a million years ago, or we've never seen something, then we can't really say that's fact,
I think one thing I find interesting with conspiracy theories is that most people who outright hate them, or just, chuck them in the loony bin and say those people are mental, more often than not, like, for instance, I find it really funny because I'll meet like a Christian person, for instance, or a devout religious person, and they'll be like, yeah, I believe implicitly in this religious text that tells me that, like, for instance, like when Angels and Demons came out, I don't know if you ever watched that or read the book. Like, when that came out, the idea that really kind of triggered people with that was that, the suggestion was that Jesus Christ married a prostitute. And they were like, how disgusting, the church were infuriated by this. Like, how dare you? What a ridiculous pack of lies. Yeah, because it's much more believable, isn't it, that he went into a cave, died, and then came back 3 days later. So, apparently the world was completely flooded, but Noah here had the wherewithal to create an ark with 2 animals of each kind. You ever stuffed a giraffe in a box with a lion? That ain't going to work out well, is it?
That's the next thing about religion, is people are quick to believe that, a woman never had sex before, but got pregnant and had a child. And they're quick to believe that, which maybe scientists would then debunk and say, well, no, that's impossible. But then if we say something like, oh, well, aliens could be out there, we're absolutely crazy. And that's the thing. I'm not saying that is wrong about Mary having Jesus as a virgin. all I'm saying is like, you know, like everyone's got their beliefs and then everyone's got their debunks, if that makes sense, and no one knows anything for sure. So I think just if you believe something, go ahead and believe it, you know, like that's not a problem. And then just respect everyone else's beliefs around you. Like there's a lot of shit I believe, which then other people might not, and that's totally fine. They don't have to think what I think or believe what I believe. And we don't have to get into an argument about it. We don't have to fall out about it, you know. It just is what it is. You believe one thing, I believe another thing. It doesn't change the fact that I'm a good person and that they're probably a good person, you know. I feel like in this world, like if we were all the same and we all believed the same things, we'd all be above in respect. So it's nice, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm fascinated by even listening to some conspiracy theories and think, oh nah, like, you know, that can't be true, this and that. And then you're like, well, you know, like it's entertaining as well. Like when you know, because it's like anything that gets the imagination going is entertaining for me, you know?
That's the thing. Like, I can listen to someone talk about their conspiracy theories, and you know, the thing is, people will say, "Ah, yeah, but you can't listen to them because it gives them strength and then it empowers them." And it's like, yeah, but they're not going to make a difference with that opinion. Like, if I go out tomorrow and I stand on a podium and say, "I have seen UFOs and they are piloted by lizard men and mentors from the Middle East," like all kinds of crazy shit. People will be like, yeah, he's definitely fucking mental. Like nobody's going to take me serious and follow me around.
I'd be fascinated. I'd follow you. I'd be a follower.
Is this how I'm able to put basically Nadia Sapphire's giving me a sort of exclusive look into how I should be attempting to pull women, and that is by essentially being fucking insane.
If you guys want to pull me, just go into Cardiff and stand on a box and preach, and I'll be there, guys.
Careful, because we'll isolate that soundbite and put it on our Facebook, and you will get inundated with lunatics. There'll be a spate of it. Cardiff will have like thousands of people arriving from all over the world just to stand on a box and be like, "I believe the reptilians have fingered me with an anal probe," and hoping that Nadia Sapphire will then just appear out of nowhere. I don't know why my voice kicked in again. Yes,
like, anal probes. Yes, I believe it too, guys. Be my boyfriend.
I really don't think you are that desperate for a boyfriend that you are willing to take on board these lunatics. Don't do that to yourself.
By a reptilian.
What have I told you about self-esteem? That's just not a good thing, man. Not good. Dear Lord Almighty. Well, it's going better than the last podcast, I can tell you that much. I'll tell you what I believe in, the Bermuda Triangle, and it makes everyone laugh their ass off. But come on. The amount of trains, trains have crashed into the sea. That's just, I mean, that's mental enough. Yeah, the amount of planes that have crashed in the Bermuda Triangle, and I think there's something more scientific to it. Like there must be like a different kind of air, sort of, you know, some sort of atmospheric change there that affects people's patterns of flight. Not that, you know, the god of Atlantis just sticks his fucking arm out from the sea and goes, "I'll have that helicopter, mate. That looks delicious."
I was just about to say, some people think that the city of Atlantis is buried underneath there, but other people think it's in Greece as well, like in the Med Sea. So with the city of Atlantis, a lot of people believe that it's in a few different.
Greece has already got like about 1,000 destroyed cities that are on land that you can see. Like, why do you need to believe that there's one underground? Like, there's such.
Isn't there that theory like the city of Atlantis like is still like alive and everything? Like they say like a lot of like the Disney films are based on theories, really, aren't they? And like, you know, what could be and who knows? Because like, you know, we've only explored 7% of the sea, is it? So we're like, you know, there could be a whole city underneath there and mermaids, like, you know, maybe they don't look like the Little Mermaid, but you know, mermaids or some sort of being who a lot more intelligent than sharks and fish, or who communicate more. I'm not saying that sharks and fish are not intelligent. I don't know what their intelligence is, but like, you know.
Well, you worry they're going to start tweeting you later. Like, "Oh wait, I'm a hammerhead shark, and I don't appreciate your."
Yeah, the fish.
That's really woke fish are going to start attacking you.
Coming for me. But no, like what I mean is like we don't know what's under there, so there could be things underneath there that are way more intelligent than us. But for we know, you could have extraterrestrials under there somewhere, you know, like little sea aliens. You don't know. You never know. Like, I'm open to anything. Literally, like, I always think to myself, one day, like, I don't know, they just all, like, appear. You know, will we see it in our lifetime, or will we not see it in our lifetime? because like especially like in like the California, like in like the West Coast, is like where like a lot of people seem to have seen like UFOs and stuff like that, and just things that are a bit impossible. You know.
What about you? Have you ever personally had any experience with like spirits or ghosts or seeing a UFO or anything like that?
No, my mum seems to think when I was a baby I used to see one. I was like look in the corner and literally I'd just be terrified and I'd be screaming and crying. And years ago, before we were even born, mum like had like some sort of poltergeist in the place where she was living. Like things were moved, things were smashed and stuff like that. And then like years later she was like in the car with like someone showing her flats and she's like, oh, I used to live there. And the person's like, oh, crazy things have happened in that flat, this has happened, that's happened. And she was like, that's another thing, isn't it? Like life after death. Like I watch a lot of reincarnation videos, and I love the thought of reincarnation. That thought for me just it really like makes me feel better about it. Then other people believe in like heaven and hell. Other people believe that nothing happens. Other people believe that your body is just your body and that your spirit goes on. Like people believe so much. So much different stuff, but like reincarnation, like I really like that. I don't think like once again I don't believe it the most. Like I believe some like I want to believe it, but I don't believe it to the extent I'm like I'm 100% getting reincarnated. But I want to believe it because I like the thought of it, and that thought makes me feel better because I think, oh well, I'll get reincarnated into the next life and the next life, and that makes me feel good, I guess. But it's what people believe in, isn't it?
What would you want to be reincarnated as?
Back to myself.
So you want to be reincarnated as Nadia Sapphire again?
I'd love to be reincarnated, but know everything that I know now and know it from like a younger age. Even like I wouldn't change my life. There's probably a few things where if I had done things different, maybe things would have been better, like better. Or it's like that thing, like where you're like, right, so if I was like if I knew certain things in wrestling when I first started wrestling training that I do now, maybe if I started doing that when I first started wrestling training, I would have got further. It's that type of thing. But then it's the same thing as like we learn things with experience, so you don't learn it all straight away.
How do you feel about your wrestling journey? Do you feel like there's a lot longer to go, like in terms of everything that you do in wrestling? Or can you, because you're an entrepreneur, you're a businesswoman, you're a strong, powerful individual who has really crafted, you've made a name off of, your name. You've made a brand off of your name. And that's not just been with wrestling, although that has helped in the identity of it. Is there other things you'd like to do? Would you like to just step away from it entirely and, I don't know, own a sports team, own a franchise, run a bar, any kind of thing?
Right now, I can't see myself not wrestling. I'm currently training at the new Wave Academy. I started training a few months back, and I'm learning so many new things to apply to my moveset and just things that, like, I'm getting a lot more comfortable doing other things which I wasn't comfortable doing before. I feel like before COVID and before lockdown and everything, my wrestling style was just very like, when like you just stick to the same things and you just set in your own way and that's it. Like there's no progression. So I'm hoping that with this training school, I can become a better wrestler and progress a lot more better and see what happens. Obviously, I know age-wise, like being 31 now, a lot of people do start retiring mid-30s and not what, but I'm just sort of like,
yeah, you're well old, mate, isn't it?
But now I'm just sort of happy, like plodding along how things are going at the moment. I'm happy with all the other business ventures I've got going on, like Power Girls. We started that about 3 years ago, I think. Power Girls, I absolutely love that. Once again, like it's like we're making money wrestling, and that's the great thing about it. Like it is hard work, especially like wrestling like say 10 matches in one day, remembering all these scripts and everything, and your body hits and everything. But I love it, and I always used to think growing up that you would only really make a lot of money out of wrestling by being signed to WWE, and I've proved myself wrong with that, you know, actually realizing that I can make money just by being Nadia Sapphire, whoever she may be. So obviously, like, you know, when I'm with my friends and family, I'm not Nadia Sapphire, I'm not that character, but for whatever reason, people like that character, they like that person. Well, I say people on the internet, or maybe they think that person's hot, you know, and because of that, they've followed me for God knows how long. They've helped me build my brand, and you know, my TikTok has just gone crazy. Like, that's blown up. Like, I didn't even like get on TikTok when everything like when lockdown, I didn't even get on it. I was like, oh god, don't TikTok do shitty dances and all that. And then literally about a year ago, I started posting on TikTok regularly, and god, it's a year later and it's like 221k followers and it's going up all the time, and that's within a year of consistently posting on TikTok. I feel like now people going onto TikTok now would be a lot more harder now to get in like the For You section. I feel like I was lucky, like I got in there on at the right time. I feel like the last few months it has slowed down because there's a lot more users, there's a lot more competition, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky with YouTube as well. Like, even the videos which I haven't put on, like, you know, there's ones that got 2-3 million views, and then there's sport pages sharing them and stuff like that. And it's just crazy. Like, I'm so lucky for that. You know, like yeah, a lot of it is luck, I guess. But yeah.
How's the again? Like, it's part of it. I mean, is it enjoyable, or do you get nervous? Like, I've known, like, for instance, with Wrestle, like, we're not nearly as close to you in notoriety, but as it's kind of grown and we have things go viral and opinions of mine have struck a chord with pros. I remember one of the members of FTR called me a vacuum once, which I thought was quite amusing. Um, so I think it's because I called like one of his friends a vacuum of charisma or something, and he didn't like that or whatever. But okay, cool.
Charisma.
Yeah, like, he'd be amazed, like, if you search my name, like, all kinds of things crop up on Twitter and stuff like that. But how do you like do you feel nervous at all when you got like hundreds of thousands of people watching your content at any given moment? Is there ever like a kind of, you know, an anxiety around that?
Well, like, things can be twisted. I've realised that I can't really put opinions or opinions that might be political, or opinions that some people might take personal, because I guess, like, with like social media, when you say an opinion, especially with like a tweet, let's say, you only say that within a few words, so then therefore it can be taken out of context and offend a lot of people, even though you don't mean to offend people. So I've had to learn that. So now I don't really post anything political or anything to do with anything that matters, if that makes sense. Like, and like, well, I try not to anyway. So yeah, like, obviously I always get like the normal things, like where people are like, oh, you're fat, oh, you're this, you're that. But in my, like, I don't care for that anymore. Like, when I was like 16, I was in like quite, like, I was like doing beauty pageants at the time, I was wrestling, and I was in like a lot of papers and a lot of news articles and stuff like that. That would really hurt me, being a 16-year-old girl, like being like, you know, said like, oh, she had too many Mars bars and just all this type of stuff. But then as you get older, you realize that what one person thinks is beautiful, another person doesn't necessarily think is beautiful, and vice versa. Not everyone is going to find me attractive, not everyone is going to do that. And if someone thinks I'm fat, then so be it. I don't care. So therefore, if they want to write their comment, it doesn't matter, because for 1 or 2 shitty comments, there's 100 lovely comments out there of people being lovely. It took obviously years and years and years to learn that. But I think that's just like, it comes with age, and just being a lot more secure in yourself and loving yourself for who you are, and thinking, well, you know what, every day I try to be a better person. You know, like, every day I try to do my gratitude, I try to put out good energy out there, try to put out good karma. I try. So, like, you know, as much as like you want people to think you're beautiful and all this stuff, if they don't, it's not a problem. You know, like, it's fine. So if they think I'm fat and they want to call me fat on TikTok or Twitter, it's fine. I also get ones like where, like, with OnlyFans, like, if I post something, someone will be like, oh, put some clothes on, or they might say something degrading about OnlyFans. That can make me feel a little bit shitty, to be fair, because I think OnlyFans is still like a new thing. It's only been going for me for about 3 years. So for me, it's still like a new thing where like I'm not really sure how to handle it. But at the same time, I think, well, at the end of the day, I work the hours I want to work. It's changed my life. It's changed my family's life. You know, like I support my mother. I've started other business ventures with it. So hopefully I can just keep moving forward with it. And, you know, same again, OnlyFans is not everyone's cup of tea. It's not a type of thing where I'd say to people, you have to sign up to OnlyFans, be on OnlyFans. It's a personal choice. If someone ain't comfortable signing up to someone's OnlyFans, or someone ain't comfortable being on OnlyFans or talking about it, that's totally fine, you know, because not everyone is, but I'm comfortable with it and I'm happy to be on it. And if people don't want to follow my Twitter because they don't want to see me promoting it, then they don't have to, once again, you know. So,
yeah, I mean, it's obviously a very small sample size for me, but I've learned that one of the best things is if you're creating your own content, especially, I always make the argument to people, you have a choice as to whether you want to watch it or not. And you know what you're going to get from me. You know what you're going to get from WrestlePlug. If you're offended by it, that's your fucking problem. No, I don't give a shit, because ultimately I'm not forcing it down anyone's throat. It's not like I'm standing outside football stadiums with a bucket saying, repent or you will not be saved. You know, like, it is what it is.
We all have a choice. Like, you know, after this podcast, I have a choice now whether I decide to go out, whether I decide to, like, you know, apply to my friends. Like, we all have a choice in that matter. Like, you know, people are so quick to blame people for something, can be like, you made me do this, you made me do that. Obviously, I know that, like, you know, like if like you're in like an abusive relationship or something like that, and sometimes you don't have a choice, but
Nadia forced me to interview her tonight.
most of the time in life we have a choice. Yeah, I had a choice to come on here tonight. You had a choice to do this tonight. You know, like if it wasn't convenient, you could have said no. I could have said no, and you know, like, so we all have a choice. People have a choice to literally watch your podcast for 30, 60 minutes, and if they don't want to watch it, they don't have to click on it. You know, like they can scroll past it. So
I feel like people have forgotten choices, though. That is something that I'm learning as I grow up, is that people would rather forego their options, their choices, just to be offended. I think there's like a kind of like a fetish in being offended, because people would rather just kind of, they'll seek this shit out. You know, people are like, come on, how many wrestlers have you met who vanity search themselves? They go on Twitter, they put their name in, then they start getting in arguments with people who have said things that they don't like. And it's like, mate, you could have avoided that if you made a choice not to search for yourself.
yeah, you know what though, it is probably hard to not search for yourself sometimes, especially if like you're feeling like a little bit paranoid or something, or like you feel like someone has said something about you, because it's like that thing, isn't it? It's like if someone has said something bad about you, you want to know, and even though you know that's going to hurt you or that's going to make you feel shit, you want to know. It's like the same, like if like you're in a relationship where literally, like, you know, like I've had it where like I've had boyfriends who've been cheating on me, and I want to know, so I go out looking for it, and then obviously when I finally find out, then our relationship is over. And it's that thing where like you want to know sometimes, you know, like, yeah, I don't know.
Who cheats on Nadia Sapphire?
A few.
Madness. So, you know,
If you're in you to cheat, you're gonna cheat.
it's fair.
You know,
Not I would know anything about this nonsense. Like, remember, I'm celibate, mate.
Will to get cheated on, you know. Like, oh my god, remember Jennifer Aniston, where like,
oh my god, I used to have it well bad for her.
Totally. It's like, yeah, it just, and everyone's like, how could you leave Jennifer Aniston? She's like the most beautiful girl ever. Like, I loved her on Friends. You know, she was the crush for me. So it's just, it's, you know, it happens, don't it?
Apparently, PK cheated on Shakira. Like, you know, so there's no hope for the rest of us.
Yeah. Oh.
If you're cheating on Shakira, there's no hope for the rest of us. That's how I'm looking at it. Because that is like the pinnacle to me. And I'm like, nah, you're right. They, you know, I've just given up on love. Can't bothered. Cannot be bothered. So, would you like to talk more about Burgundy, or should we leave that under the table?
Your choice.
That's normally an indication of we will not continue this conversation. Oh dear. Well, is there anything you want to talk about while you got the platform, you know, while you got the chance to speak to people? Because you know that there's going to be all kinds of thirsty men on here watching this. Obviously, for me. Gentlemen, you're welcome for this.
If it's thirsty men, if it's mainly thirsty men, I'd say come find me on OnlyFans. It's Nadia_Sapphire, and I can make your fantasies come true. Kind of lie.
Is that what's on your OnlyFans? I'm not subscribed, and no, I'm not going to subscribe either.
I think of myself as a glamour model in that respect, where like I'll do lots of photos in lingerie, but I'll also do ones where I've not got a bra on, but I'm holding my breasts or hands over nipples or showing my naked ass. You know,
Classy material, madam.
I'm sorry.
Classy material.
Well, some might call it classy, some might call it trash. Who knows? It's people's opinions, but that's what you can
Depends
see.
which angle you're looking at, I guess.
Strip teases, lots of fetish style videos as well. Yeah, so there's like quite a variety. I also do custom requests. So if someone's got a custom and the price is right, I will do that request.
The price is right. You've ruined the game show for me. I can tell you that much. Absolutely ruined. Poor old Bruce Forsyth. Rest in peace. Yeah, no, like it's. I may as well ask when I've got the opportunity. So with OnlyFans, right? Like I'm not on OnlyFans. Shock. So people pay a monthly fee to basically have access to a certain degree of content, but not everything. Is that correct?
Yeah, and they can also message you with that fee. So think of it like a strip club. When you go into
a strip club,
play an entry, you pay an entry fee to get into a strip club, right?
Ah, right, okay.
Pay that entry fee.
I've never been in a strip club, if you can believe that.
If you want a one-on-one dance or you want something extra, you then pay extra for that. So that's how.
Okay.
It should be.
So it doesn't unlock like access to everything. It just kind of gives you. It's essentially like you say, it's an entrance fee, and then the people who have entered.
What it literally, I've got over 1,000 photos that $15 unlocks you to. Let me tell you how many exactly. So
humble brag incoming. Right. Look how happy she is. Look at my empire of nude money.
Uploaded to my OnlyFans wall. Think of it as an Instagram wall.
Okay.
I have 1,863 sexy photos, and then I have 578 naughty videos. So that is.
Are those all accessible if people pay the $15?
Yes, and then literally.
That's a lot of content for $15.
$15, and then if they stay subscribed, they'll get to message me. They'll get a few extra videos that won't go on my wall sent to their inbox. And they also get to see the new content I upload. I upload like a few times a week. Sometimes I upload a few times a day, depending on how I'm feeling. And then on top of that, then I have pay-per-view videos, which they can unlock. And then they can also tip for things as well if they have a certain custom request. So yeah.
No wonder you're always bloody knackered. I can keep up with it. So come on. So I'm not going to ask you to divulge it because it's essentially, I imagine it's like an NHS practice, confidentiality across the board. But and also plenty of diseases too. No, not on your end, by the way, just so we're clear. But I'm not saying that Nadia Sapphire has an STI before I get a shit ton of hate mail. Because I get death threats every week. I don't need extra. Thank you.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. What's the come on, man, like what's the clientele like? Like I have friends who are on OnlyFans or whatever, but I don't really. It's honestly, people are gonna say you're full of shit. It just doesn't interest me in the slightest.
Everyone's different. You have some people who come on and they're really appreciative. You have other people who come on and are really respectful. You have some people come on and who are like, I expected to see porn. There's nothing of you getting fucked on you, or there's no pussy on you. How could you do that? I'm like, mate, you paid £15, like, or $15 even. I'm not.
I was going to say, how little self-esteem would you have to have
if you're gonna see
to give away your fanny for $15? Nah,
like, you're gonna see my vagina for that, and so no. So you get people like that who are quite entitled and who think that because they've paid that fee, they own you for the month, or like, why haven't you applied to me?
It really is like a strip club then, because from what I hear, when guys go in strip clubs, some of them behave that way.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, you get some people who pick off that you haven't applied, and it's like, mate, there's a time difference. You're in America, I'm in the UK, I'm fast asleep. Like, leave me alone. Or I'm out with my family, I'm driving my car, like, you know, just because you paid $15, I ain't here to be with you 24/7, you know. So you get some entitled people, that is the minority, to be fair. Then you have people who've got certain fantasies and certain fetishes, and you know what, once again, they were all totally respectful and they were all discreet and they were all literally like, right, this is what I want. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that for this price, or no, that's not for me. And they're like, okay, no worries, thank you. And that's just how it goes, really.
What's it like from a mental and physical aspect, creating content? Is it quite an exhausting process? Because I imagine you've got to continuously, you can't just keep doing the same thing. You've got to be fresh, haven't you? You've got to go in different lingerie. Like, people probably don't realize you probably have to pay exorbitant amounts of money for different clothing and lingerie and stuff like that.
It's everything. It's literally like, I even pay for editing apps, you know. It's like, say if you do an OnlyFans shoot, you shoot your content, you edit your content, you upload your content. That's exhausting. It's a whole day in between that. You're applying to people as well and stuff like that, and you're constantly trying to think of different content and different things that will keep people interested, because you don't want it to get boring. You want it to be exciting all the time. But I think the good thing with OnlyFans, once again, is like I always say, like, porn is free. You know, like if you wanted to go and watch porn, you could watch that for free on Pornhub or something like that. But with OnlyFans, you have that aspect where you get to speak to your favorite wrestler. You get to message them and say, "Hey, how are you? You okay? What have you been doing?" Some people come on there for that. They don't come on there necessarily because they want sexy content. They just want to talk to you. They want to see, like, you know, exclusive stuff, like, or they might want like a discount code for your merchandise store and, like, you know, all the other extras. So, you know, because like a lot of female wrestlers have OnlyFans, and then like you see like these forums where they discuss it and like, oh, they're OnlyFans and shit, it's like their Instagram, this and that, because people are assuming that if everyone's got OnlyFans, it's gonna have a particular content that they're looking for, and it's not necessarily that. OnlyFans is also a way for fans to interact with their favorite wrestlers, and their favorite wrestlers can post whatever they want. They can post a picture of them and their dog, them and their cat, you know, they can post picture them out and about doing things. It doesn't have to be 18 plus content, and that's the great thing about it, because not everyone does use it as 18 plus content. Obviously, you know, mine is more raunchy, but it's once again not porn at the moment. Maybe if I find a hot husband, so we make OnlyFans together.
Boyfriend, boy, what have I told you? Like, I know that we're Arab, but that doesn't mean we can just launch right into marriage. Like, that's not how that works.
No, it'd probably be like an American husband. I think what I might go do is might go hang out by the chapel in Vegas and see if someone wants to marry me, get me my American green card.
It cannot possibly be that hard to find someone. This is coming from me, by the way.
Put an ad out there, literally. Who wants to be my American husband?
So they got to be American. Okay, so American, Burgundy, I assume.
Yeah.
We'll probably. Do you have a height minimum?
Right. So taller than me.
This is the portion where all the lads who are watching this who are like, I really want an opportunity with Nadia Sapphire. Right, we're going to find out. This is basically our version of Take Me Out. We're going and if Nadia Sapphire says no like it, no like it. Like, it's essentially that.
First, check your passport.
Yeah, exactly. Check your passport. First order of business. Are you outside of America? Yes? Well, then you are out of this game. Bye. Sorry, Carl Wilkinson. I know you're Canadian. That don't count either. Off you go. So, okay, American. They got to have a, shall we say, it's fair to say, a burgundy tinge about their skin tone.
Yeah, so
Nadia's a bit of a closet racist when it comes to skin tone, essentially.
I love orange men.
I could just hear the universal sound of sunbeds opening.
Literally, yeah. Like, I've got a thing where all of my exes are orange, potentially burnt.
You must lose your mind when you see a bottle of Sunny D.
Literally, and
like, why, yeah, tangerines. Talk to me.
Teeth. White teeth. I do like a pair of fake teeth.
I'm surprised you don't exclusively hang around in Essex.
Literally, I know. I might have to move to Essex, actually. Like, literally, yeah.
IWE's in Essex, just saying.
There are a few people I fancy who haven't got, like, veneers and stuff, you know. Like, I do still find people attractive. It's a funny thing. It's like, right now there's people in my life who I genuinely find attractive and I genuinely find hot, who are not over sunbed or not got bright white fake teeth, you know. But it's just that thing that like my family have always teased me with. All my exes are literally orange with veneers, and yeah.
Nothing wrong with having good teeth. I will say that much.
Like,
All right, so we've got orange. We've got orange, American. I assume jacked. They got to be shredded.
You know what? Too shredded, no, because I don't like the veins and all that popping through, and I don't like it where you've got no body fat. I like a nice chest and like nice shoulders.
Oh, someone who's a bit meaty, like.
Like, you know, kind of like you're lying on their chest and it just feels so nice. And then like their tummy can have like a little bit of a six pack, but not too much of a six pack.
Yeah. So no fatties, essentially. Okay.
Did you watch the Chippendales? Watch that recently.
They are pretty shredded from what I remember.
Well, no, on the program there was one. Oh, fuck, he was lush. He actually had dark hair. He was the one who the woman slept with on there. So if you've watched Chippendales, you know which one. And what was his name? Lance, I think his name was.
Lance.
Yeah, Lance.
How very American.
How very American.
Yeah, we're nailing it down. Right, what's the height preference? Come on. How tall do they have to be? Would you go out with a guy who was shorter than you?
Maybe on one date, but I don't know if like they'd be my partner long term.
You just end up locking him in a cage like a midget.
I say that the guy who I was seeing back in October, November time was absolutely nothing on this list yet, because
I hope you're not watching this, blimey.
And he had a great personality. He was beautiful to me.
Thank God. I got really nervous then because like there was a very ever so slight stutter when you said Pat, and it just I was like, oh no, please don't bail out their connection because that will be
He was beautiful to me. It's that thing, isn't it? It's like when a guy's saying to a girl, oh yeah, I want it to be blonde, big fake double D boobs, this and that, but then they might end up with a brunette because that person's beautiful for to them, and vice versa. Or you get some people who are like, I love kids, but then they end up with someone with no kids, you know, because you just, even though you've got this thing that like you find attractive sexually, let's say, sometimes there's other things with
quality. There's a difference between lust and love, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. And not even that. I think like when you get to know someone, you get keen on someone, it can turn into some lust, you know, like especially when like you've had that first kiss and that first kiss feels good and like you're like, right, we've got chemistry, we get on now, because like you get somebody you're kissing it, oh, there's nothing there, you know, like. And then you get other people who like you just go together and it makes sense. That makes sense.
Fair enough. So what, 6'3", 6'4"?
Nah, let's go 5'9", 5'10".
5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, that's fine.
Fair enough. Some short guys are very happy right now.
The last guy I was dating was only like a few feet taller than me, and I'm 5'4". So I'm guessing he would have been like 5'7" or 5'8".
Did you say a few feet taller than you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's not unnatural, or is it? He was only a few feet taller than me. He was about 9'5", you know. I've told you reptilians exist, mate. She's all over him. No, that's fair enough. That's absolutely fair enough.
Reptilian guys.
I can't believe this podcast is basically turned into, can we get Nadia Sapphire a man?
Yeah, literally. Should we just like do this podcast as find me a man? You know what though, in all fairness, I would love to meet someone at some point this year to share my life with, because I feel like I've got everything I want in life. The one thing I'm missing is someone to share it with. I would love to meet someone who can just travel with me to everywhere I go, who can come to wrestling shows with me, who can come to filming with me, who can just, someone who fits in.
Have your own game show, innit? Like The Bachelor or something. I could be the host. I'm always after more work.
You do have to be the host. Voice, so you could do your voice for that.
Like, Kyle Wilkinson, you are not the Bachelor. It's So poor Carl's getting buried here, bless him. I love him.
Maybe but with your videography skills, we actually could make a show like that.
You're too kind. But yeah, no, I'd be so Carl. Can we please do like wrestlers batch?
Guys, maybe we'll do like a GoFundMe for it. And like if we make enough money, we'll do this show and we'll literally dedicate like 6 weeks to just filming this show. We won't do
but what makes me laugh though is if we did that and we said, right, wrestlers only for The Bachelor, you know that like most of them, especially the ones we know, because we know a lot of high profile people, they'd be like, yeah, no, my reputation's a bit dodgy. But then we all also have seen our DMs, haven't we, from all our wrestling promotions with the state of these CVs and these graphics and stuff. Now, you're not going to say anything because you're nice. I fucking will. If you're sending shit graphics with your shit fucking gimmicks and you're putting crappy little fucking right, I'll read them. I'll see them. They are like, don't tell me that you don't have enough self-respect or you've got too much self-esteem to come on the Wrestler's Bachelor or whatever we're going to try and do, but yet you have such little self-esteem that you're willing to throw those shitty graphics in my inbox. Get in the bit.
What I'm going to say to this is, like I said earlier, what one person thinks is beautiful, another person doesn't think. So
yeah, but there's a line, isn't there? Like at the end of the day, if someone,
graphics, another person thinks are great graphics, or okay, we all see different. Let's say.
We do, but some things are actually shit as well. You want to play the fucking politician here? That's fine, mate. I'm not. Your graphics are shit. Okay, if they're not at least up to my standard, they're shite. That's how I look at it.
They have to be Aeron Nick's standard, basically.
Look at that. Who doesn't love this? Look at these.
That's my graphic.
Stellar women.
Some very talented girls on there too.
They're extremely talented. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match next Saturday. I've never worked with Artemis and I've never worked with even Madden either, so I'm excited for
that. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, but we have to save that for the other podcast. Remember that?
Yeah.
So we should probably get into that actually at some point because you're probably sitting there thinking, "Come on, mate, I've got fucking shit to do." Is there anything you'd like to talk about before we get out of Dodge?
No, I'm okay.
Anything you want to ask me?
No, I'm good.
Smart, very smart. We'll save that for the shoot interview. We should do the second shoot interview and you should interview me.
Okay, I will do that. I have to think of some questions though.
Well, you can ask like literally everybody that I know, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
You also know a lot of my enemies, so message them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Could get in serious trouble. Well, I will, but I don't mind. I'm not important enough that people care if I get in trouble. That's the great thing about it. So it's happy days. Do you know what? It's been lovely having you on the podcast. You should come on more often. I'm pretty sure I said that last time. And then you took 6 months.
Let's see how many comments we get from this. Guys, if we get more than 10 comments saying to come back on the podcast, I'll come back more often.
Yeah. I want comments below of guys like, if nobody's got self-esteem and they're happy to send these shit CVs, the least you can do is send your fucking boyfriend CVs in as well. I want to see them in our comments. I want people to sell themselves in a comment.
Honestly, if you guys want to send some CVs into Wrestle Plug and we look through them, more than happy to do that. We don't have to say any names or anything if you don't want us to, but that'd be really fun. Just look at CVs and yeah,
I will be kind.
What should we do? I'll actually pick one of these people out of the CVs to go on a date with just for Wrestle Plug to.
You should pick your favourite and they win a date courtesy of the Wrestle Plug.
Yeah, but Wrestle Plug will be there filming it.
Oh, do I have to be?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Do you know what? Even I'm not that bad for work. Like, I'm not sure I want that gig.
Mate, could you imagine how many views you get for that?
To be fair, yeah, actually. Do you know what? I'm not above whoring myself out for money. I don't give a shit. I ain't got any fucking mate. I don't have any self-respect. You can't have any self-respect in this business. Send us your CVs, wrestleplug@gmail.com or at wrestleplug across all social media platforms. Nadia Sapphire, where can we find you on social media?
OnlyFans.com/Nadia_Sapphire.
I get the impression that you're very keen that people subscribe to your OnlyFans.
Yeah, please subscribe, guys. I want to hear your fantasy. Joking. TikTok Nadia_Sapphire, I think. Instagram Nadia Sapphire.
I think. It's got like a few 100,000, whatever.
2 seconds. I don't actually know for sure.
I think it's at Nadia_Sapphire on Twitter, isn't it?
Right, TikTok TikTok does have an underscore, Nadia_Sapphire. Yeah, it does.
She's on the ball here, isn't she?
Yeah. Oh.
Thank you for that.
I hate it when you go on TikTok and literally straight away all the music just comes in.
That's fair. So that's TikTok, your OnlyFans. Do you not want to plug your Facebook or your Twitter or?
Did I did my Twitter, Nadia_Sapphire, youtube.com/Nadia Sapphire. My Facebook might be the real Nadia Sapphire or something like that. There's a few fake Facebooks as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I have noticed that actually. Whenever I try and tag you on pages and stuff, loads of random Nadia Sapphires will pop up.
Fake Instagrams, fake Twitters, there's fake TikToks, there's fake everything's fake.
Oh, imagine being famous enough that someone would bother. Like, ain't nobody going to make a fake account for Aeron Nix.
Honestly, I had like some person message me like saying that her friend was sending an iPhone to Nadia Sapphire, and I was like, it's not me. I haven't got an iPhone coming to me. God knows where he sent it. I wouldn't give a fan my address to begin with, but yeah. If you want to go on my Amazon wish list instead.
Someone's popular. Who is it?
My brother.
Oh, I was hoping it was a famous wrestler, so I could bury him.
Oh, you won't bury them.
Well, it depends what their name is.
Right. See you guys soon.
Yes. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, follow Nadia Sapphire. If you have spare change, which you all do, come on, because you must have if you've got time to sit here and watch this. Make sure you check out her OnlyFans, because apparently it's really good. And no, I will not be checking it out, but she is a wonderful human being regardless. Yeah, check out her social media. Contact her if you want to. Be fucking respectful, because otherwise, well, you're a cunt. Tell you what we will do. If you send anything negative or untoward, you can bring them on the podcast, the actual like list of, hate mail, and I'll just sit there and eviscerate people for minutes on end. How about that? That sounds good to me. So, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to date Nadia Sapphire, you have two options. You can either send your CV into @WrestlePlug or WrestlePlug@gmail.com, or you can go down to your local supermarket, buy a large box, go to Cardiff City Centre, turn it upside down, stand on it, and declare your love to the reptilian race and how many anal probes you've had. And one or the other might. It's a bit like the bat signal. As soon as you start doing that, Nadia just comes out of a window like.
Two options, guys.
Those are your only two options if you want to date Nadia Sapphire. Otherwise, you're shit out of luck.
Don't come into my DMs. That's not an option.
Yeah, exactly. And God forbid, if you are anything but American as well, get in the bin. Simple as that. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching.
Cardiff now.
Hey?
All Americans be flying over to Cardiff as we speak.
Yeah. Cardiff all of a sudden has become a hotbed for American immigrants. Interesting.
Cardiff, yeah. We've currently got Cardiff airports sold out.
I have to turn the Principality into a refugee camp.
Literally, for Americans.
Someone's going to find that to be racist and have a go at me about it. I just know somebody's going to be that's racist towards Americans and Welsh. I'm like, okay, whatever, man. At this point, I'm running out of ideas. Nadia Sapphire, thank you for coming on the Wrestle Blog. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Take care.